Yo, this is CalOne, the God, a.k.a. the chef with the long hair, doing the things I do right here on Sidebar Chronicles 2021 edition. We got some good things going on. First and foremost, I want to introduce my co-host and my biggest homie, Thanos. He got the Infinity Stones. He does what he do. You better respect the God. What's up, Thanos? What's going on, brother?
You know what, man? I was sitting up earlier watching the Undertaker's Last Ride, his documentary. I almost shed a tear, man. That's a big part of my history. When he said 30 years, man, I sat in the seat like, man, he really been doing this since I was a kid, man. This dude's old. But other than that, I'm good, man. Just chilling and living life to the fullest.
Yo, that's what's up, man. I'm glad to have you here, big homie. But I want to introduce Empress Africa.
Yes.
All right? And what I want to... hey, Empress Africa, how you doing today? What's up, man?
Hi, what's going on, guys? How y'all feeling tonight?
Yo, we good. Good shit going on. So everybody out there, this is an interesting thing that we're doing right now because Empress Africa is on the New York Underground Radio / Sidebar Chronicles squad. And I appreciate her giving us a piece of her. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how long we're going to have her because what she do is so good. You know what I'm saying? I'm just blessed to do it. Welcome to Sidebar Chronicles, Empress Africa.
Yes, I'm happy to be here. What's up? What's up, y'all?
Yo, it's about you today. We're going to talk about you today. You know what I'm saying? So there's a couple of questions I want to ask. You know what I'm saying? But before I go get into my questions, I want to make everybody understand this. We ain't just meet on a fucking 2 train somewhere in New York. All right? We already had this conversation before. All right? But we did it so good that we taped it and then we untaped it. So what I want to let everybody out there know is that you, Empress Africa, is not somebody that I just met recently. I believe we became acquainted somewhat about 12 years ago. You remember that?
Just about. I do remember.
Right, and we were acquainted through great mutual people. So I want to give them people a shout out. I want to shout out Miss Lisa Moses, a very good person in my life. She's great people. I want to shout out Wise, that's my dude. And I want to shout out the great Lord, Lance Coleman. You know what I'm saying? Because without those people, I don't meet you. And, you know, I appreciate what you do and how you do what you do and just making it go how it go. So before I get into my questions, DeeMo, is there anything you want to say?
Yeah, so you're a part of our team, and I know that beforehand you was doing some radio stuff. How's it feel to get on the screen now?
Well, I'm still doing the radio stuff. We actually transitioned to another station called Jukebox Radio. So I went from I-95 to Jukebox Radio. But again, I'm totally used to doing the whole voice track thing on the radio. So this transition to being on camera is a little different. I know the camera adds 10 pounds, so hopefully I don't look, too fluffy to everybody.
Cut it out.
But yeah, it feels good. It feels good to just add a visual to the voice.
Yeah, it's a different kind of experience. All right, Cal, what we got going?
All right, what we got going is I would like for Empress Africa to tell us a little bit about herself, you know what I'm saying, and how she got into this thing, you know what I'm saying, and what was her motivations, and actually, Africa, what were you doing before, you decided to come into the radio situation?
Yeah, big deal.
Okay, so I'm a writer. I have been writing as long as I could form sentences, okay? So we're talking about like 5-6 years old. I used to literally sit at the breakfast table, look at the boxes of a cereal box, and kind of rewrite the words to like make my own little story. So I've been writing for as long as I can remember, as long as I could pick up a damn crayon or a pencil. But I'm also a spoken word artist. So the first time I really tried to like pursue writing heavy is just getting into spoken word. So, I was really going real hard with the poetry, going to a couple of open mic sections and stuff like that. Radio was really the furthest thing from my mind. I've always been told I had a radio voice. I don't know what y'all think.
Yeah. Once I heard the situation, I'm like, absolutely.
Right, so I've always been told I had a radio voice, and I really just stumbled upon radio by accident. I was on Indeed looking for writing jobs, and I seen a radio position with I-95 Radio North Media LLC at first, And I just said, hey, let me give it a shot. Let me apply for it. And they called me back. And the moment they heard my voice, they were like, what? Oh, we need you on board. And I'm like, I was like, okay. That was that.
So tell us a little bit about what you do, what you've done with I-95 Radio. What's going on with that? And shout out to I-95 Radio too. Shout out.
Well, now it's Jukebox Radio, so shout out to Jukebox.
Jukebox, okay. Big up to Jukebox.
Right. So, pretty much what I do up there is I work for the My Vibe station, which is like the R&B station. So it's a lot of old school R&B, stuff that I'm familiar with. The 90s R&B, the slow jams. We're not gonna give away my age, but that's my era. And I pretty much go up there. I do my thing. I interview people, just like we're doing now. Right. Yeah, and it's fun. I have a lot of fun doing it.
So I got a question for you first and foremost. Like, where you from? Like,
I'm a Brooklyn girl.
Oh, so is it true that everybody? I gotta ask you.
Picking reasons. I'm a Brooklyn girl.
I gotta ask you a question. Is it true that everybody in Brooklyn look alike? Because I heard that.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? All aliens. Everybody's aliens.
Being the Bronx, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been out to Brooklyn. There's a lot of beautiful black people out there. A lot of great people in general out in Brooklyn. But the consensus is that everybody kind of favors each other. Like 2 out of every 3 people you see got dreadlocks. You know what I'm saying? But the motherfuckers ain't rosters is no shit like that, though. Fake roster motherfuckers run around in Brooklyn. Is that true?
No. It's not. I don't know what you've heard. I don't know who relayed this information, but no.
Yeah, but then I heard that in Brooklyn they do wear drawers because the motherfuckers in the Bronx, where I rock at, the motherfuckers don't wear drawers in the summer. That's what I heard. So I'm just asking a question to ask a question. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate your response. But what I gotta ask you is, and you doing what you do, you've done a lot of other things. And I want you to tell us a little bit about some of the other things you've done as a writer and a journalist. And I also want to know who you got your influence from to do the things that you've done so far, because I know you've done a few things.
Yeah, not to brag, I've got a little resume. I have 2 independent published books. One is a urban fiction, young adult fiction book. It's called Almost Lost. It was pretty much a memoir. A couple of people got mad at me when they read that, but they got over it. Then
I'm Craig. That was about me.
Yeah. You changed his name to Raheem, but it was really me. I'm Robert. I know that was right. I got people were mad. They were mad. But and I also wrote a children's book called Poetic Mutants because again, poetry is definitely one of my roots. So I kind of wanted to stick to the whole poetic flow of things. So I wrote that children's book. And I interviewed a few people. I don't know if you're familiar with Zane. She's a erotica author. Yeah,
she write a lot of nasty shit. She write a lot of nasty shit with people who's in the tribe.
She write a lot of freak nasty shit.
Yeah,
she does.
Yeah. Zane is good though, because I read a lot of their books, a lot of her
comics.
Books, and we all read comics. I believe. Africa, you like comic books?
I do. I love them. I used to have a nice collection of comic books.
Oh,
there's a story in there about CalOne. It's a story in there about CalOne telling everybody what to do that's not right, and they listen. It's a story in there in the comic books. He told everybody what to do, and they listen, but it was not what they were supposed to do. But I want to piggyback a little bit on a serious note. When did you decide and commit yourself to this? What we actually do, because it's actually work that you put in. It's a process, and I'm going to touch on that in a little while. When you decide you want to do podcasting or radio. And DeeMo, wait, hold up, before you answer, because DeeMo is an artist, right? Thanos is an artist. So Thanos, before you go, Africa, I want to know, Thanos, when did you decide that you can flip both sides of the board? Because you do it well.
You know what? Same thing that she's got going. I had the voice for it. The voice carry on the mic, no matter what area I'm in. So that's the biggest help. So, and then, you know, once I knew my personality could work with it all, it's just, you know, putting on a show, acting yourself, and letting it all hang out, just like I do on the mic. There's not a real difference. I get on the mic, I do that. You know,
Right.
we get on this radio, we do the same thing. You know, either way, if I'm telling a story in music form, or we get on here and put it together like how we interviewing folks, it's the same thing. So it was like, why not? You know what I mean? And once you have everything checked off on both sides, I could do both, man. It's like buying that computer and you trying to see which one do better, and they all check off the same. I'm buying both. You know what I mean? Like,
but then I heard those out there in California wear sweatpants with no drawers.
That's all right. They're gray.
Is that true? Is that true?
It's all right. They're gray.
Oh yeah, I heard about the gray pants today too. You know what I'm saying? Supposed to make your thing look bigger or some shit like that. That's what I heard, but that's a whole nother situation.
You know,
so I had to ask
some of us can let it hang like forearms, you know?
Bro, bro, it's been mad times when we've had interviews and we would ask people, like, you know, from Florida, different places, motherfuckers wear drawers because people in New York don't wear drawers. And I'm like, at least this is what I hear. So I'm trying to figure out, is this like from state to state, or is just those particular states? And that's just some funny shit because I'm like, yo, how the fuck can you do this or do that? You know what I'm saying? And not be proper with what you do.
Listen, we wear drawers, and we got to wear the socks with the flip flops and house shoes. You know, like we can't let nothing stick. Can you imagine if you was in Texas? You know,
yeah, it's a whole different vibe. See, I don't want to ask y'all too many funny questions because I want to kind of keep the vibe going how it's going. Because really, this interview is about Empress Africa.
Yeah. Hey, Empress, though, where did you go to college for all this?
Did we lose her?
No, she cut her mic off. You gotta turn your mic back on. Let's see how. There you go.
Oh wow! You see?
Yeah.
You know what it was? When you started talking about the gray sweatpants, I got excited. So I actually...
Hey, that bubbly got to her, man. Lifted her spirits, right. You know? Bubbly.
Talking about the gray sweatpants, I got all hot and bothered. I'm sorry. But anyway. No, but I want to answer all the questions. Okay, so who influenced me? When did I start taking it serious? I think in order to be a great writer, you have to have a passion for reading. Right? So I always read a lot of books growing up. Like, I was really, really a heavy reader. My dad worked for a book publishing company, so he used to come home with shitloads of books. And I had to write book reports on the weekends. Like, I had one of those fathers. So I read a book called Man, Child in the Promised Land by Claude Brown when I was 16.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And I think that's when I made the decision, damn, I really want to be a writer. So that's when I started taking that more seriously and pursuing that. As far as other influences, Walter D. Myers, Lorraine Hansberry, just the old school, a lot of the old school African-American writers, Eric Jerome Dickey, just, you know, a lot of people like that.
I like him.
Yeah.
I like him.
You read something at 16 I read in college. Like, whoa.
Right. Man, Child in the Promised Land, that was one of the required books that you had to read in college.
Yeah. I did it at 16.
Believe it or not, I actually read Man, Child in the Promised Land in the outreach program. I was a bad teenager, and I got kicked out of school, and I ended up in this outreach program. And my English in the program.
She's a gang member.
It was a problem.
No, but believe it or not, I was actually a Catholic school girl up until 8th grade. And then when I got to high school, I just started being kind of bad.
She said the hell with it all. She went from Hail Mary to hell with Mary.
You said what?
You said you went from Hail Mary to hell with Mary.
Exactly.
I gotta share this story because I was thinking about it maybe about an hour ago, and like how I actually got into radio.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening was, before the story. This is the story before the story. So Hoof Bang, if you listen to this ever in life, Hoof Bang, that's my dude. This is the story before the story for me. So I actually, I read a lot of books. You know, I was actually a writer too, and you know,
that's right.
But I also was and all this good shit like that. But like around 1987, 1988, I started listening to Howard Stern and Don Imus, and I listened to WFAN in New York and 92.3 K-Rock. And these were like, between the sports and the fuckery, these were the two stations. I mean, I listened to mainstream hip-hop and all that shit, and at the same time, little I knew, like 2 years later, a year later, we was actually going to all the Def Jam parties and all the shit. We were doing everything that wish they could fucking do. And we were just like taping the parties though, but moving back from that, I listened to these guys and their personalities, and I was like, not thinking I could do that, but I had an idea. So I get up to Utica College at Syracuse University in 1990, and I'm up there, and I meet a guy named Chuck Gomez. And Chuck, if you hear this, props to you. And he says to me, well, Cal, you know, I got a radio show here at the school. Are you interested? I'm a mass communications major. So I'm like, yeah, let's go. And I could talk shit, you know, whatever, let's go. So he puts me on. 2 weeks after Chuck puts me on, he goes online to pledge Phi Beta Sigma. Again, shout out to Phi Beta Sigma, Alpha Phi Alpha, and Kappa Alpha Psi. Respect. And so now I'm left here, you know, and when you first get into radio, depending on what you're doing, you're going into a real studio. Not the studio you made up in your grandmother's basement. I'm not talking about that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about a real studio where you got to do weather, sports, in between whatever you're doing. And the very first, I believe, interview I ever did was with a group from Batavia, New York called the Sinoy Posse. You know what I'm saying? Andy and Brian, salute to y'all wherever y'all at. I hope y'all got drawers on, whatever it is. So the bottom line is, you know, I did the interview with them, and then Brian had music, so I used to go to Brian's room, and I used to, because I could DJ, and I would mix up whatever I wanted to hear. You know what I'm saying? And I would play the tape in the time that I had, the time frame I had for my show, which was actually 2 hours. But when you break down everything you got to do in the studio, it's really about an hour. You know what I'm saying? And that was my first break with radio. That came in 1990, September through whatever. So to my point, everybody that's out here doing podcasts and doing this, and just some people is lucky. You get on TikTok, you become a sensation overnight. Yo, bro, sis, I put my work in, like hard work, and guess what? They kicked me off the motherfucking radio. Between the school and the FCC and the shit I was saying, they was like, oh, you got the motherfucking go. And they kicked me off the radio. But from that point, and this was like maybe my second or third semester in over there, I was like, all right, this is dope. Now I know what to do. And that was my very beginning. And those were my influences. It was people that weren't in books. It was people that I heard doing live radio every day. And I think it's very, very important that when you're into the game that we're into and what we're doing as far as, you know, doing what we're doing, you got to have somebody that you can say, this was a bridge between what they were doing and what you want to do.
Absolutely.
And I can appreciate both of y'all telling me how y'all got to where y'all at. So now my question is this, and this is to all the motherfuckers in New York Underground Radio.com, the fucking group. All right? I'm coming after you. I want to know what you do every day, whose ass you kissed, whose dog shit you picked up. I want to fucking know. And for me, a lot of people talk shit every day, all day, but you know what? I want to give them a chance to speak to us how we speaking right now. Y'all thoughts?
I mean, I'm okay with everything except for the dog shit picking up.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to speak to regular.
Don't do doo-doo. So,
no,
yeah.
I don't want two handbags. Two handbags? Nah.
See, you said true, because you got Bingo and Rolly over there in the crib. I just want to speak to people and kind of get to know what their everyday life is about. I don't want to keep watching the people we're watching and they're telling the same stories on different shows. Motherfucker, tell me something I don't know already. You know what I'm saying? Tell me something about your grandmother or whoever. Tell me something I don't know.
Yeah.
Because the story...
Yeah, no, that's what the Empress, like, how do you guys Like, I know how me and Cal go through the process of deciding who's gonna speak or be a guest. How do you guys decide over at the station?
We scout people. I mean, I can't really speak for the other personalities, but I know I usually go scouting. I go on Instagram. I may search an artist name, and I look for artists on Instagram, Facebook, just different social media platforms. Yeah.
Okay. That's dope. But as you scout people, do you say to yourself, this motherfucker's a combo. This motherfucker.
We lost him.
Like, yo, who am I bringing in? Who? Not only who you are gonna bring in, but are you gonna manipulate them to make the interview live, or you gonna go with the personality and you gonna work around it?
I believe that I can interview anybody, whether it's a cornball or somebody that's lit, popping. It doesn't matter. Like, people usually bounce off of my energy. So it's something about my energy. I can make the corniest motherfuckers seem like they lit.
That's the thing.
Let me ask you a question. Are these like how we are live, where people can see each other?
No, these are all over the phone. It's like an app I use sometimes, and once in a blue, I may interview somebody in person. But no, we can't see each other.
Really?
It's the way we started, Cal. The way we started.
Oh.
But here's the funny shit, though. Because here's the funny shit,
I knew you was from the Wiz.
Listen, DeeMo, at the time when we started doing what we was doing, I was in direct transition from internet radio to, just basically talking, but having a concept and having a point to what you're talking about. And we interviewed so many people, and it was just so fucking good. And some of those interviews was like, yo, it just wasn't enough time. Bro, we did 3 hours. It was like, still, like, it's not enough time. And I think at that point in time, I had to sit back and realize we were actually transitioning to getting to where we're at now. But my big thing is I don't really want to do what, nobody else is doing. This is going to be about as easy and as simplest of an interview as we're ever going to do, because we're all partners. We're all on the same team. Yeah. Anything else that I believe that we do is going to be on the next level. You know what I'm saying? And I look forward to interviewing some of the people. And there'll be some things where, you and Empress Africa, y'all will be doing what y'all doing. I'm not going to be there because I'm tired of hearing myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of it. You know what I'm saying? So I want to hear other people. I want to give everybody else a chance to be heard. DeeMo, we did the interview the other day. You know what I'm saying? Me and you bounce off each other like freaking fat. So that was just the dopest shit. And thank you for that one with Budman.
Oh, yeah. He was excited to do that one. But, we've been doing this for a minute. And we started that same way Empress was talking about with the apps and how we transitioned it to the radio station and YouTube. And now now we're live. So, being that a lot of people are doing interviews, it's still that way. We're on some innovative stuff right here. We're going to give people an opportunity to speak their truths with, like how she was saying, with the face, to the voice. And now we can I believe our room would get more live. It can't be a bad thing to get more pub any kind of way that's positive.
But what's ill is that we have hundreds of thousands of people out there in the stratosphere. Yeah. A lot of people don't want to really correlate to belonging to something or committing to Facebook or committing to Instagram. They like what we do and they follow us how they follow us. But like with this certain situation, what we're doing now, you know what I'm saying? I want to ask you, if you can have any theme music behind when you talk, what's your theme music? Oh, I fucked you up. Oh!
You talking to me?
I'm talking to you.
Oh, I thought you was asking Empress. I was waiting for that.
What's up? I ain't looking at all. What kind of theme music you want behind when DeeMo talk? DeeMo, when he talk, what kind of theme music you want?
It's going to be the whole soundtrack of Conan the Barbarian, just like that.
That's that shit. You see the dude with the snake on the head and all that shit.
Yeah, man. Jump to me, my child.
Come and do what I tell you and don't do what I do. I got you.
Yeah.
Empress Ivory, what is your theme music behind you when you talk?
She got a dump. She got a dunk. She got a dunk.
Oh, see, I don't know nothing about that.
No, the only reason I said that is because for some reason that's my older sister's ringtone for me when I call. Like, I don't know. Anyway, what would my theme music be?
Hold on, wait. I think we'll probably be. Is it a slam dunk when you go up high, you dunk the basket? What the fuck is a dunk?
A dunk.
What?
A dunk. A booty.
What's that?
Big booty.
Oh. Wait. Whoa.
I keep forgetting I'm the young one here.
Wait. So you holding? Oh. Wow. So do the people that you talk to, do they know that? Do the people you talk to when you interview all that, do they know that?
No, I don't mention it.
Only when the ringtone goes off. Right.
They hear the ringtone. They're like, oh, okay.
Dunk. Oh, okay. I got you. All I gotta say is, like, the energy here is, like, awesome. I think we're gonna have some fun with these people because I'm gonna fuck with their lives. I'm not really fucking with y'all. I'm a conservative at this moment. But when you get into this shit, which is gonna come, I'm gonna fuck with their everlasting motherfucking lives. And it's people that talk shit to me that I'm gonna get them. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get you. We're gonna have some fun with it. And what I want to say is this: I'm very thankful that we're all establishing our own rights and we're able to do what we got to do, together collectively. And it's a blessing in this time where everything is going not so good for a lot of situations and a lot of people, but to try to keep your spirits up. And I think that's what the root of New York Underground Radio is, and even Citywide Sports, and just what we're doing individually is to kind of uplift. Anybody want to touch on that?
I agree. I feel like these are some very trying times. I mean, everything was fucked up before COVID hit. Now it's extra fucked up. So it's like to be able to tune into a platform where you hear vibrant personalities, you hear upbeat personalities, you hear jokes, that's a blessing within itself. So, yeah.
I agree. DeeMo, what you think?
Nah, man. I don't even like Santa Claus. Don't bring me nothing. I don't want none of it.
He's like that, you know what I'm saying?
Santa Claus is not even welcome in my neighborhood. I don't like none of it. No, you know what, man? It's a good thing. That's why it was kind of like trying to push this whole videotape thing and get us on Zoom or something to go live, because I wanted people, no matter if COVID exists or something new come get us or whatever it is, that we can always interact and still see each other's face and still get an uplift from, real laughs and real conversations. That was the whole push behind it anyways. And I won't forget that night I was like, you know what? I'm doing some research, and to find out the technology that works with making that happen. I mean, you see me week by week just collect everything and get it, because I was like real adamant about making that happen for the community, just so we can have these moments. I'm all the way in California. You're all the way where you're at. She's all the way where she's at. And we're able to still have laughs at the same time differently. Back to the future. You know what I'm saying? And that has to be the thing. Like, no matter which way the world separates us, to be able to come here still, whenever we want to just kick up a Zoom, we could do that too. But just to do it as part of our shows and our episodes is something that's going to be real special. And just, our room is always in an uproar every morning. I've seen memes from you. You got some deadly memes there, Empress. And, Cal, he's been sick. He's been needed help, So it's just one of those things where, our whole team and all the 25,000 people that have been a part of it, like, everybody's funny and brings something to the table. So at least this gives everybody an opportunity to still share those moments without having to be outside or next to each other or whatever might stop us from hanging out or flying to each other. Not everybody's getting a vaccine, so some of us ain't never going to get to fly to see each other again if we ain't driving. So, this is just a way to make that experience happen. So I feel it's very important to bring the positivity to the community so that we can make this a go.
I gotta ask you something, because this is what was bothering me last week, and I'm gonna go live in a group about this. What y'all think about dating somebody with no teeth?
Is he a hockey player? Does he have money? Cause did she used to be a crackhead and now she stepped it up and she's a model citizen, or?
I think Mike Ansley, that's my guy. That's our guy.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike.
In the group, would you date like somebody with no teeth? So I thought about it, right? And I was like, okay, I heard all the responses. This person said no. This person said this. I said, oh, bring me that motherfucker with no teeth and add another motherfucker with no teeth. I'm going to be cool with the two motherfuckers with no teeth. Do you know what you can do with people with no teeth?
You can give them $40.
Fucking, yeah, you can give them $40, but it's just so, because you're thinking mouth. And I mean, like, literally, bro, I laughed until I cried because I couldn't believe that was the question. You know what I'm saying? But, I got to ask you, Empress Ivory. Empress Africa.
She said I can't even do it.
I want to skip this question. I need a lifeline. DeeMo, help me out.
I'm not gonna do no better. I'm gonna say I'm gonna be ignorant at the end of the night and make like an all corn on the cob dinner and tell everybody to eat. I'm gonna do some crazy stuff. I'm gonna do something crazy to him. I just gonna want to see stuff.
Listen, can y'all see me? Am I moving?
No, you ain't moving. You ain't breakdancing. You got a still shot. You're kind of looking Stevie-ish right there.
Right. Well,
maybe Ray Charles.
We're gonna end it like this. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody being here, how we are, what we're doing. I thank you, Empress Africa, for coming through. Of course, DeeMo, you know what we do, how we do what we do.
Yes, sir.
I got my hands up. I'm looking for help. See, my thing was with my location and my Wi-Fi and all this shit like that, and my picture, like the how you look with the light. I looked like I was in jail in a grainy video. You know what I'm saying? Like doing some jail shit. So I tried to fix it. I did fix it. Hopefully.
Nah, man, you in the big house. You in the big house with the bricks, bro. It's like that.
Big house. But this is team members, so we gonna be definitely doing it up, doing what we gotta do. You wanna take us out, DeeMo?
Hey man, you know what it is. We had a good time tonight. New York Underground Radio Sidebar. Empress, thank you for jumping in there with us and showing everybody who you are. We'll be bringing more members to you each week until we get the whole team out there. And remember, you regular folks, we getting you on, man. We want to hear about your life, your stinky socks you forgot to wash, the double underwear you wore the next day, all that stuff.
Why you chasing? Gray sweatpants. You want to hear about the gray sweatpants for y'all brothers out there?
Oh, you talking about Big Meech in them.
That's gonna be the all-girl team.
Yeah, we definitely got some all-girl shit coming on. Coretta Johnson, answer your phone. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all need to answer the phone. I got the Latinas coming and all that good shit. So we good. You know what I'm saying? So this is Thanos, a.k.a. Big DeeMo, signing off with Empress Africa and CalOne. Sidebar Chronicles 2021. Look for us. I'm still frozen like I smoke crack. I'll sniff the coke.
Gator.
Coke, I'm frozen.
Come on, Gator.
We gonna chop it up. Look for us. We gonna holler, people.
Peace.
Bye.